Hello farmers, this is Wade from K Farmhouse bringing you a farming video. This is kind of weird. I don't normally do these. I typically focus on war and stuff like that, but I have started a new farming strategy, and in the past, let me show you what I'm talking about. In the past, I typically do this top one right here, the DE army. That was my go-to farming army from basically Town Hall until now, until recently. Um, I've said in the past, when I am upgrading heroes, I go all the way through, and my heroes stay down until they reach the max level for that Town Hall level. So when I got to Town Hall, when I was at Town Hall 9, I was upgrading my heroes. I used this version of the army with less, with the 20 less or less archers, and no wall breakers. Same thing at Town Hall 10, more archers but still no wall breakers. And then finally at Town Hall 11, my army camp got so big I was able to add wall breakers. But that's the general gist of the army. It's cheap, 225,000 elixir, 312 dark, but it lets you get into the core and tear a base up. And so you can get in there and get stuff that you normally wouldn't get. My other one was the second one here, the baby barch. And that one's real great, especially if the collectors are on the outside. If you've got a dead base, that's typically what I look for. If you're looking for dead bases and the collectors on the outside, the baby barch is great. And you could do that with that DE army that I have there too. But at the same time, with baby barch, a lot of times I don't get a star. It's a struggle to get a star at most. And so I've started branching out and trying some different things. I tried army number 3, which was mass miners. Worked well. It has a queen walk in it, queen charge. But now I have settled on a new army, as you will see, army number 4, and this is an E-drag attack. This one is great. And the levels that I farm at are gold 1 and crystal 3. Now I know it seems kind of lame. I'm a Town Hall 11. You should be higher levels. But if you can find dead bases that are super easy to farm, I mean it's a cakewalk. There's no problem at all. You get those full collectors. You get, if there's any inside the base as well. A lot of people are just picking off those collectors, and they're ignoring the inside of the base. Well, there's loot to get in there as well. So that's what I'm doing right now, and this army has been great. I do roll typically with the Grand Warden. I like having my Grand Warden so I can pop the ability, the Eternal Tome. But at the same time, you don't even need heroes. Most attacks, I only use my Grand Warden. I don't use anything else besides my Grand Warden. I don't use my Barb King. I don't use my Archer Queen. And I'm 3-starring just about every base that there is. So what I typically do is I'll farm. I'll get up to Crystal 2, and then once I get up there, the dead bases start disappearing. So I drop trophies, get back down into Gold 1. Excuse me. Long night. I get back down into Gold 1, and then I can jump back up into go back up. And so it's a cycle, up and down, up and down. But I'm going to show you a couple of attacks here. As you can see, I mean, look at this, 500,000, 550,000. You know, that's the kind of numbers that I'm looking for. This one right here against Bad Boy had a lot of dark. There's a lot of loot to gain out there. Now, some of these attacks, I wasn't looking for dark elixir, but it's a great way to get dark elixir, and then you see me dropping trophies. But I'm going to show you a couple of attacks here just to kind of show you how I do my attack. And this is the army that I have settled on. You can use the baby drag to set the funnel if you have to. You don't have to. It's not necessary. I know one of the complaints about E-dragons electro dragons is that they're hard to get. It's hard to figure out where they're going, which is true. It's not a lie, but you can kind of figure it out. You almost wait to drop your rage because they're so slow and they take so long to hit that first attack. You wait to drop your rage until they get somewhere. You let them get somewhere and then you drop it. And you got those balloons coming in. You take 13 balloons. I only dropped 10 with my initial E-Dragon assault. And the reason why I do that is I save those last 3 for the backside. Like if there's an air defense on the backside that I need to deal with, I will drop those balloons on the backside to take care of that air defense. Now you have freezes to help deal with the air defenses as well. Now I will say it can be a problem. I'm looking for dead bases. It is an expensive attack. I'm looking for the cheapest, most successful attack. See, there's my backside balloons to take out that last air defense with the haste and the freeze. So now there's nothing left to stop these E-Dragons. And that's what I'm looking for when I'm hitting these attacks. But it does cost over 300,000 elixir to run this attack. So what I'm looking for is 500 to 550 and above is what I'm looking for. And they're out there at gold 2 and gold and crystal 3. Those bases that are out there to hit. So you don't have to think I have to search, 30 minutes to find one. They're there. If you're baby barching, a baby barch raid, it costs like 127,000 elixir. Well, if I'm having to be more particular because I can't get certain collectors inside of the base, and I'll show you what I mean in a second here. Let's look at this second replay. If you look at this one, a lot of these collectors are inside the base here, and so that could be a problem. If I'm baby barching, I'm not going to get most of these collectors. I might get half of the loot. But with the electro drag attack, I'm able to get in there and get everything. And I think I actually wound up using my heroes on this attack to help finish off the base. But you want to make sure you're getting a return on your investment. If I'm making 550 to 600,000 and the attack costs 300,000, I'm making the same amount as a baby barch attack that hits a base for 450. So the end results are more than, it's more than what I need for an attack. So as you can see here, I've got my E-Drags. They're funneling through. I've actually used them in a couple of war attacks, so I'm getting kind of used to them now. And here is my backside balloons with the haste and the freeze on the archer tower. And once that goes down, right there. Now, I think I've got 3 or 4, 5 E-Drags left. There's nothing to stop. And then I put the baby drag and the wizard and the archer down. It's just something that I like. You don't have to use it if you don't want to. But it's something that I really enjoy. It takes, I have the gold pass and I have the 20% reduction in building time. So let's look. Oop, I didn't mean to train that army. I'll fix that in a second. Right now it says it takes 35 minutes and 41 seconds, 317,000 elixir and 128,000 dark. Now, it would take longer if I did not have the gold pass. I will say that. I'm not sure how much longer it would take, probably closer to the 40 minutes. But if you're making that much loot every 40 minutes, you're making the same amount. You're really crushing it. And a lot of times you're getting, if you're farming for dark elixir, which this attack is really good for, you're getting way more dark elixir than you would if you're doing any other attack. So really good. It's a really good strategy. I enjoy it. Just trying to give you guys suggestions. I know the grind for farming sucks, but with this strategy, you can cook, attack, train, put it down for 40 minutes. you have time in between to kind of reset yourself and to hit again. So just thought I'd throw this out there, something new I discovered, something new I figured out for myself. Maybe it would help somebody else out there as well. But this is Wade from K Farmhouse, wishing everybody a great weekend, and I'll have a double recap next week. So clash on, everybody.